Timmy Turner, my name is Dugsdale Dimmadale, Dimmadim's Dog Dimmadome, Dimmadome, owner of the Dims Dimmadale, Dimmadim's Dog Dimmadimsdale, Dimmadome. Thank you for locating my long-lost son.
Welcome to the Nuggcast, weekly gaming podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Georgia.
And we're one person short because Gabby's too busy playing Dream Daddy.
Yeah.
That's the story, we're sticking to it.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. Did you guys know there's been news this week?
Oh my god.
No, we already said 2 weeks ago there's no news, only Dream Daddy.
Yeah, no news, only Dream Daddy.
Alright, so give me that.
My notes!
My notes now.
Ah, shit.
So what's the deal with the Atari box?
There's an Atari
But
box.
there is, though. You can have these back.
Thank you.
But seriously, why? Like, I get it, but...
So they did the 20-second teaser that was like a couple of weeks ago that we spoke about.
And then a few days ago they released the two versions. There's going to be the classic Atari box that looks like the 2600, and then they're doing a more modern style which is black and red, I believe.
Yeah. So
Alright.
one of them's black and kind of got a wood texture on
Yep.
it, and the other one's black and red.
Yeah, they're probably all over Google Images by this point. So.
Yeah.
And we've gotten a little bit more. We haven't really gotten that much, but George's suspicions were actually kind of correct.
Get wrecked, I am a psychic.
But I suppose
I
that
mean,
a lot
it
of people assume.
Wasn't very difficult to guess. As soon as the NES Classic came out, it's like, yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. So it's they've said that it will be used to bring old Atari games, so you'll be able to play old Atari, but they did say that there will also be current content for it, which is quite interesting.
I'm into that, because I just want a more competitive market for consoles.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It would, but they haven't said anything about what the specs are or anything, so we have no idea if it's
Well, I think what
up to
they're
date,
going to be
or-
doing
I mean,
is they'll be putting a little
up to
toe in
date.
the water.
Um,
Maybe it'll run Minecraft.
Keeping in mind it is an Atari 2600, so it's not going to be great.
Yeah.
And I think when they say current content, they mean new games that look like they came
Yeah,
from the
or maybe it'll run
2600s,
Undertales.
which are pretty... I'd be down for that. I'd play
Well,
I'd play
Undertale's coming to like PS Vita and a bunch of other
Yeah.
consoles, so yeah, why not? But like it could also be a situation like with the SNES Mini, how they had Star Fox 2 released for the first time. There could be a
Yeah.
bunch of unreleased Atari games. Like I can imagine there's like hundreds of unreleased Atari games that are
That
there.
would be pretty cool.
Most of them are probably shit.
I mean, the ones that were there were shit anyway,
Yeah,
so the ones
exactly.
that didn't make it, I'm terrified.
Yeah. So it's all we've got in the way of like the actual specs. That it has an SD card port, 4 USB ports, and it's got a much nicer finish than
Now,
the SNES.
That I really like. Having removable storage, all I can think about is new games from
Yeah.
indie developers.
Yeah, 100%.
And just sliding them on, because that's it's what's going to make it more than just a little nostalgia bit that you play a couple times
Yeah.
and then you put it in your closet.
And it's not even like, it's not an online store even, they probably
Yeah.
won't have that. It'll be, you go onto some website that says, hey, check this out, it's for the 26, what do they call it again?
The Atari box.
Atari box. It's for the Atari box, you download it, throw it on a USB, plug it in, and there's something about plugging a little cartridge into an Atari that just makes me feel real good inside.
Yeah, I do really like that. Like it seems. Everything about it seems like it's going to be higher quality than the SNES Classic. Like, it's definitely not going to be $99 like that. It's going to be more. Like, I feel, at least from the...
So
like,
we
it's
don't
got,
know the price yet.
Yeah, we don't know the price. Like, we know it's got SD cards and 4 USB ports, which is already more stuff than it's got. It has a much nicer finish than the clunky old plastic stuff. But it's also, it's hard to
just
tell just
different
from
color.
looking.
If I had to guess the
Yeah.
price point, knowing Atari and knowing their competition, which is the SNES Mini, which will sell like there is no tomorrow,
Yeah.
I think they are going to do it at $99.
Yeah.
I think it would
Purely
be
because
smart.
if they do any higher, like 120, 130, this is Australian by the way,
Yeah.
it just won't sell.
No, yeah, because I could, like, if it came out first and it was priced at, like, $150, I could see myself being like, okay. But because it has a direct competitor that's at 99, it definitely has to be the same, I reckon.
That is a good point.
Because it can't be.
I mean, you saw what happened to the Xbox One.
Exactly.
It released at a higher price point than the PS4, and it flopped.
Yeah.
I picked the wrong console this generation.
Yeah. It's always a risk with the generations, but yeah.
How were you meant to know that Kojima was only going to release Death Stranding on PlayStation?
I didn't know.
So I couldn't have known. But yeah, so it's just it's a bit of interesting news. Like I hope that it does lead to something. Like I really like the idea that it's a lot of classic gaming was just like people just building their own little games. Like it's so easy to build these Atari games and stuff. Like it's comparatively, obviously, but it's
I want to bring up this thing. Don't you think it's a bit early for a gaming renaissance?
A little
you'd
bit.
think, yeah.
I mean, the industry's been around, 30, 40 odd years?
Yeah.
And we're already not only remastering games that were like 5 years old, but we're now re-releasing consoles from the beginning of gaming history, modern gaming history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it just seems a
in
bit odd.
comparison
I
to
think
other
it's
mediums,
just-
it's ancient gaming history.
Oh, yeah.
You put the time
Like
frame.
compared to art, it's like someone 3D printing the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. I think it's kind of representative of the industry and how sort of stuck in their ways it is, which is a little disappointing. But hopefully we move on after this.
It is.
Because I like the nostalgia, but I'm like, please, let's also make new things.
Yeah, because we've got to keep in mind we still have the same big companies from the beginning of the industry. They know what works. They've been around for all of it. But I
It's
think
just
in the
shocking
next
with
20 odd
Atari.
years, we'll get some new people up the top, and I think we'll see some nice change.
Yeah, because definitely with the increased popularity of indies right now, people are going to rise out of that to create their own big, sort of empires.
I mean,
That'll be
FNAF.
nice. Yeah, exactly.
I just, not to be the old person that's like, oh, the state of the industry at the moment, but back in those days with the Atari, it was all people that were passionate about games, and that's why they wanted games. They
breaking
weren't
into MIT
business
to make
people.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't business people workshopping all this stuff.
Yeah.
And there was also something to be said about how they had to create really good games with really limited, because they had limited resources to create these games, and so
just
they
very
focused
limited
more.
capability in regards to graphics and stuff. And I think that we've flown too close to the sun with this, let's make it look as good as it can. Who cares about the gameplay?
Yeah.
So in a way, people making new Atari games is kind of exciting. I'm really...
It is. I like the
Cool.
idea.
Nah.
I'm going to get on that bandwagon. Prepare to see dodge them for the Atari box.
Yeah, good.
Excellent. So, this is something I've been waiting for a while. RuneScape is coming to mobile, and I could not be happier. So, I recently stopped playing RuneScape, but this is enough to get me to come back to it. No matter how people feel about RuneScape, RuneScape is better than any mobile game that you will download besides Dodgem. And
Magikarp Jump.
And Magikarp Jump. So basically how this is going to work is it's fully cross-play. You're playing on the same game, the same servers as people on the browser. But it's just, you get to play it from your phone. And it's probably the first full-scale MMO that is also cross-play with
I would
PC.
just like to point out...
that is also
cross
very
with
specific.
PC. Yeah, there are a few really good games. What were we saying?
I would like to point out that a couple of years ago, when Ryan started, because he goes through these phases where he will pick up old school RuneScape again, and then he'll stop playing, and then he'll play again. And I would like to point out that a couple of years ago, I said they should just put it on mobile.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
the
they
perfect
heard
thing.
me, and I would like to receive a check. Thank you, Jax.
But it's an awesome format for
No,
mobile
I
because
think it
it's
is
such a
good.
grindy game,
Yeah.
and that's what makes RuneScape great. You can just sit down RuneScape while playing any other game.
Yeah.
I can imagine someone playing Civ 6 and then just late game while the AI takes forever to process their turns, they're just sitting there mining.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and I used to, one of the easiest skills to do while you're doing nothing is fishing, and I used to, while I was raiding on WoW, be fishing on my other screen.
Oh, you're
RuneScape.
horrible.
Yeah, I'm the worst. But I kept it consistent, and that's the kind of thing, because with RuneScape, there's always something you can be doing. There's like a big culture around no experience waste, because you can always be doing something that's gaining you experience and getting you items. So I could be on the bus fishing, getting fish for when I get home, so I can, you know, cook the fish, and then I have food so I can go do some dungeon content and
Also,
stuff.
please remember to stand up every hour and leave your computer stretched. Don't get blood clots. Don't strain your eyes.
World of Warcraft
Don't live.
keeps telling me to do that, and I'm like, I've just stopped listening to it.
Just
Oh my
turn off
god,
the top.
it used to get so annoying
Just
when I
on the
was
loading
playing
screen.
Terra. It'd be like, you have been playing for 1 hour.
I said, yeah,
Cool.
don't remind me.
Yes, you've been playing for 8 hours. I'm
My
like,
phone,
oh.
my phone tells me to eat. And like, I'll be sitting there on my phone, I'm just on the couch watching TV, scrolling through Facebook, and a little pop-up will show in the corner. It's like, it's lunchtime, go eat.
What?
And then at about 8 o'clock at night, it's like, you should get some rest.
Oh my god.
Phone, no, stop it.
You got a phone nanny and stuff?
Yes, your mother is just added
No,
this
it's-
stuff.
I don't know, it's just a standard feature, and I don't know how to turn it off.
It's like
That's
Google.
so funny though.
My Google Pixel
Hilarious.
is just always tracking my whereabouts, and it's like, hey, do you want to see if there's any cheap food places nearby? I noticed that you're at this shopping center.
I
And I'm
mean,
like,
I
oh,
do, but
like-
not right now.
Yeah, it's like, please stop this.
I've
I'm
never
already
used-
eating.
I've never used the feature, but I'm too afraid to turn it off because it's like, what if I do want to find cheap places to eat?
That's a good idea, phone. Anyway, we got off track.
Yeah, so for anybody that's actually interested in this, so old school RuneScape, so if anybody doesn't know, RuneScape kind of divided into old school and the new RuneScape. There's one that's just like it was back in the day.
No, they are releasing both.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are releasing both. So winter this year, so the end of this year is when old school RuneScape's coming, and then RuneScape 3 is a bit later, because obviously that's going to have a lot more
But
to
honestly,
it.
Yeah.
no,
It's, you know.
I don't think it'll be later than the second quarter.
Yeah, definitely
No.
not. It's
No.
it's
It
kinda
can't be.
pretty early. And yeah, like it's really cool. People have been
Yeah, it is
asking for
cool.
this for a long time because it seems perfect, but obviously there's a lot of development getting this stuff working for mobile, and it's cool that they've finally got it done.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yep.
they made the move because I think it is the right decision and it could bring back RuneScape a little more.
Yeah,
Definitely bring it out to a more casual audience.
Yeah.
I think the problem with RuneScape is that it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, and
At
it's
the
like,
beginning?
hey,
Oh, yeah.
You
And-
have to download the thing now, the client,
That's the one.
to play, and it's like, wow, this looks like crap. Even like RuneScape 3 looks like crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm just gonna not play this game.
Yeah.
it doesn't have that appeal.
No,
But I think
yeah,
bringing it to mobile, it's definitely going
Yeah.
to dominate a market.
definitely.
It's
I wonder,
Like clickers, move over. The new grind is here.
I wonder what sort of games will follow suit. I'll be interested to see little games coming out more MMO style. That'd be great.
I don't know about. It's kind of MMO. I remember. I can't remember the name. It was like Demon Hunter 3 or something like that. But it was kind of
Yeah.
an ARPG-ish multiplayer game, kind of like Diablo. And that was just a lot of fun. It was very
Yeah.
linear, but just running around hacking and slashing on your phone was a great experience. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Speaking of Diablo, I would love that on my phone.
Diablo.
oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Diablo, if they put Age of Empires on there, I would literally never leave my phone.
Oh, Civilization on your phone. That'd be great.
That'd
Tell you
be
what.
good.
That's what I'll do for my project.
Do it.
I'll just make it for mobile.
Good, I'll play it so much.
Oh, it's gonna be so much harder now. What have I got myself into?
So have you guys heard of the mod for Minecraft called Pixelmon?
Yes.
Oh
I
yeah.
saw it
That was
many
like what,
years
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Back when Minecraft was a
Yeah.
thing.
I never played it, but I saw a couple like YouTube videos.
one of you was supposed to say no, so I can justify explaining it, but I'm going to explain it anyway,
I mean-
like you don't know. Pixelmon is basically, it's a mod for Minecraft that adds Pokemon to Minecraft. It's like, it's been going since 2013. It's like crazy in depth by this point. Like there's there's a lot of stuff. It's essentially
Oh, they've still
Exactly
been
what-
adding stuff?
oh yeah, they've been adding stuff.
Wow, when I saw it, there a Squirtle, a Bulbasaur, a Charmander, and you could chuck a ball.
And a Pikachu, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely.
From what I've seen, they're up to Generation 6, and they have, like, legendaries, they have special mechanics for that. They've got full capturing battle system, all that stuff. Like,
they've got all the... I forgot what it's called, the Poke Center stuff. Everything's there. It's insane at this point.
Wow, that's real cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
It was. So, as anybody who's been following us for a while or following games media for a while, Nintendo doesn't take kindly to infringements of their trademark. No matter how little money the game is making, no matter how much they're not hurting anyone, I can understand why they've done this, but Pokemon
it
Company
sucks nonetheless.
they've been sent a request by the Pokemon Company, and they've sent out a notice saying, we're shutting down production.
Yeah, so
sad.
have they pulled the mod, or have they just stopped developing?
So the download link is still there as of the date of recording, but it's looking like it's going to be removed based on their statement. They've said that, they're removing the download link. It'll obviously still be out and about. You can still get Pokemon Uranium, which, if people don't know that...
I'm going to get it off my cousin, he's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
He'll have it.
And it's like, I don't understand why now. Like, since 2013, is it only now hit their radar?
I get why people would be confused why it hasn't been done earlier. I think after Pokemon Go... and all this, a much larger audience.
My thing is that there was a mod for Arc where they were like putting the Pokemon in.
Yeah.
And that got removed within a month, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But why did this take so long?
Yeah. It's, I don't know, like...
Could it be that Nintendo just wasn't paying attention to Minecraft?
Maybe.
Like, it's very possible. Like, they don't seem particularly in the loop. Like, a lot of these Japanese companies are very just not looking at what a lot of the Western market is doing.
Very specifically, Nintendo is the one that looks the most, though.
Well, exactly. But there are other companies like, Konami and Sony and stuff. Sometimes they're just completely oblivious to everything else that's going on.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing, though. It means they have their own room to innovate.
Yeah.
They don't have as much outside influence, like, this is what's happening now, we need to catch up. No, instead they can go, this is a cool idea, and just pursue that.
Yeah.
I agree. Sometimes there needs to be some separation to have true creativity, and even if they end up with a very similar product, that the
if they come up with a similar product, it means it's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And
for them.
Yeah.
And with Pixelmon, it's quite interesting because my thoughts on Pokemon Uranium were, no, this is just a blatant, you're just making a fan game that is just Pokemon. Like, you've added your own little bits, but you've just made Pokemon. This one was, I feel like it was different enough for me not to be, I still, they should have expected it, but I am still sad that it's
because obviously they're using all of Nintendo's little characters and all that.
So the IP problems are still there. But it reminds me of another article I read a couple weeks ago about...
Pokemon thing.
No, it was
a 3D Pokemon.
Oh.
And I can't remember what it was, but it must have just got halted. I don't know why it got halted, whether it was Nintendo or the person just got lazy.
My bets are on.
But it was
actually, it could be both.
3D Pokemon game, but it was very much still just
just Pokemon.
Just Pokemon. But it was 3D, and I wonder where that went. Anyone knows?
Yeah,
please let me know.
It reminds me of a video I saw a few weeks ago about the Five Nights at Freddy franchise and spin-off games.
Yeah.
And how there's all of these FNAF-style games where there's the same mechanics but different art assets. And for most of games history, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is way back when asteroids was a thing. There was a big legal battle about that, and as long as the representation of the mechanics are different, even Pong, as long as the representation of the mechanics are different, it's fine.
Yeah.
That was overturned recently. And so now you can copyright a game based purely on its mechanics. So technically, all of these FNAF clones are illegal.
Yeah, some of them were super illegal regardless because they were
Yeah.
like, oh, Mickey Mouse's Hell House or something. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, but and then there's one more thing though. There was a FNAF inspired game called The Joy of Creation. It's the same characters, the same location, but it's 3D, and you can walk around Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and just run away from the animatronics, and that's fine. In fact, it's if Scott Cawthon wanted to do a similar thing in his next FNAF game, because God, we know it's going to happen. If he did that, he could be pulled up by the fan game creator for copyright infringement.
That would be an interesting little legal battle there. Because obviously he's using his characters.
Yeah,
So
it's his
don't-
IP, but
yeah.
because the mechanics were used already, yeah, it's dodgy.
It's also really interesting about that because, like, that's really stifling of genres. Like,
Yeah.
first-person shooters for a long time. If somebody released a first-person shooter, it was a Doom clone.
I
Think
wonder
about
who
the
will
fact-
sue each other first, Call of Duty or Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Well, like, just think of the fact that we wouldn't have an entire genre of FPSs
Yeah.
because they were all considered Doom
Yeah,
clones.
well, it's
back then.
those two words, game title clone, is the whole reason behind this. Do you want to know how they decided? By the way, all this happened over two mobile games, one free, one 99 cents.
Oh, jeez.
This is how this all started. Do you want to know
Of
how
course.
they decided which one was the original? They went to some game bloggers' website and checked to see which one they called the clone.
Oh my god. But that's completely dependent on which one you find first.
Wait, was that Threes in 2048?
No.
No? Okay,
No.
because I remember
No,
there was a
it's-
big thing about Threes.
I
No,
really like
it was a
2048
different.
though.
It was a couple different games, but it's just insane.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic, but that's
It's crazy because like there's just so many like even still Flappy Bird clones on the App Store that are just
Yep,
growing.
illegal.
Illegal, like all the roguelikes. What are they gonna do? Like literally all of them.
Could two mobile games take down the entire indie industry? Find out next week on the Nuggcast.
So this is a bit of an interesting news story. So while we took a couple of weeks off, this story was kind of reaching the apex of like the game's sort of news about it. It became more YouTuber drama, but it started as a game story and now it's picked back up as a game story, and so now we have a chance to talk about it.
Yeah.
Woo!
So, there's a composer by the name of Alex Mauer. Basically, what's happened recently is that a copyright claim has been placed against River City Ransom.
So that's the game.
Yeah, so the game is River City Ransom. So the composer Alex Mauer did some contracting work for this game. Basically, what happened was they had a composer hired, and the composer contracted out two composers. One of them was Alex Mauer, who ended up getting kicked off of the game, but their work continued being in the game.
Yeah, because that's how contract work works.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the biggest thing here is that it is contract work.
Yeah.
Even if Alex says like work, but because it was contract, it's still owned by the developers.
Yeah.
So what's happened is Alex, she's filed a copyright claim against Steam's system to get the game River City Ransom taken off of Steam.
Which she has no right to do that.
Yeah, she does not have a right to do that. So basically this isn't actually also the first time that this has happened. So the one that we didn't cover that was a while ago was against Star Maze at DSP, where a similar thing happened. She was contracted to do this work. She ended up, I believe it was just...
Wait, Alex again?
Alex again. So I'm not it's not clear whether she was kicked off the project, whether she left it, but she feels like she should be getting more compensation for her work than she did. The problem is it's very up in the air.
The problem is Alex doesn't know how to read contracts and doesn't know how to negotiate clearly, because if you feel like that you are above your pay grade when they offer you the certain amount of money, then you need to say that to them and be like, I'm not comfortable working on it unless I get, you know, maybe more, and then you maybe give them a number that you want.
Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing. There wasn't actually a contract signed at all. None of them did it because they're small indie companies. They didn't actually do a contract.
No, that's a problem.
That makes it a lot more
Yeah.
difficult.
It does. So there's a wonderful guy called Leonard French who's a copyright lawyer on YouTube, and he goes over these kinds of cases. There is actually still legally there's precedent for this. Still legally, it was contracted work. So even if there was it was a verbal implied contract. The creators, the people who are contracting that work, own everything that is developed under it.
Did they compensate her?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so then it should be done.
Yeah, I don't believe there was any breach of their verbal contract.
Yeah.
But that's also, he said, she said. It's that's the problem at the moment. The thing that's been happening in between these two events that have been months between is that Alex Mauer has been going and filing copyright claims on anybody that covers any of the games that use her music.
You know, played the game.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And it's just anybody that's played it, even if they didn't have the music in it, just the gameplay. She filed a copyright claim for the gameplay because she's basically what her goal here is that anybody that's coming and complaining to her that she's destroying their livelihood.
Yeah, like getting strikes on their channels. You can only have 3.
And then
then
just
your
shut
channel
down.
is gone forever.
And she's just going, don't bring it up with me, bring it up with the developers of the game. They're the ones that caused this
Which
for
is
you.
no, you're the one searching for the game and literally either taking their money, because that's another thing, is when you put a copyright claim on people, you can choose to shut it down, take the video, or you can leave it up and you get all the revenue from it. So how much has Alex actually made off of this? I would like to know.
Well, here's the thing. She's taking down the video. She's not
Okay,
taking
she's
the
fully
revenue.
taking
She's
them
fully
down?
taking them down, which is
Alright.
the one that gives you the strikes.
Yeah.
If you're just getting the money from
No,
it,
the
you don't
strikes.
get a.
No, the
you do get a
strikes do
strike. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, so basically at this point, it's still pretty up in the air. The developers of River City Ransom are 100% positive they're going to be getting back up on Steam. They just need to clear it up with Steam because they are legally 100% in the right. But Alex Mauer at this point is... A lot of people have stopped covering what Alex Mauer is doing because it seems that she's just looking for people to cover what she's doing. So because she wants people to be like, look, we want this to be over and done with, contact the developers, hey, get this sorted.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of big problems there.
So Alex is in the wrong.
Yeah.
That's where I'm sitting on this.
Yeah.
The thing that doesn't help that I also want to bring up, people are harassing Alex Mauer. That is not the way to go about
Alex
this.
is doing some real shitty things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you need to go and harass her. You don't need to do anything. Don't talk to her. Just be like, oh, you're not a good person, and then don't pay attention to her anymore. You don't need to go and wish death threats on somebody. You don't need to go and, just say horrible things to somebody and just try and ruin their day. That's not appropriate, even if someone is being shitty.
The problem is, I think this whole thing would have blown over by now, but Alex Mauer is being vindicated by the fact that she's being harassed.
Yeah.
And that is just fully, getting everybody,
Yeah, it definitely is fueling it. And it's like, just stop. If we just ignore it, perhaps this will be the last time we talk about it on the Nuggcast, because maybe if we just ignore it, she'll go away.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is the first time we're covering it, and probably the last time. The reason we haven't been covering it is because it hasn't been game news. It's mostly been YouTube drama for ages now. But the way I'm seeing it is, I think she knows she doesn't have a case, otherwise she would have gone to court by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it would have been decided.
Anyway.
So our last news story, I guess, is it's not really a news story, but it kind of leads into the topic that we want to be talking about today.
So this week's topic was we were meant to talk about our experiences playing Dream Daddy. Unfortunately, Dream Daddy has had some little, late in development bugs, and they could not get it released on July 13th, which was its initial release date. Right now it's set to be July 20th. So, yeah, that was today.
That's today, yeah, exactly.
I think.
Data recording, so...
Yeah.
Basically, what we wanted to do from this is rather than talking about Dream Daddy...
Which we will talk about a little bit.
Yeah, which...
Because,
sure, of course.
It was a lot of drama. Like, we were checking it when it was coming out. We were actually playing D&D, all of us together. And me and Gabby were checking it on the little Steam app, and we're like, oh, it's still not out yet. We can't buy it yet. Because we really want to know what the pricing is. And we were checking it, and we just couldn't buy it. And it was like, it's 5 p.m. Australian time. So it's definitely ticked over from 12 a.m. In America. We're like, why isn't it out yet? And then I think it was 3 or 4 hours after it didn't make its release date, the developer came out and was like, hey guys, I'm real sorry. We're gonna have to push it. Like, there was a really long letter. He explained a lot. It was Vernon that did it. He just explained a lot to people. And we're like, we're so sorry. We're gonna have to push it. Which I think was like a really mature and smart way to handle the situation, rather than releasing a buggy game.
Yeah, like you've seen bigger companies have to push back their games, but they don't care about it.
No.
They're just like, release date's been pushed back 2 weeks.
Yeah, they don't.
Deal
They
with
just
it.
don't tell anybody, and they just don't tell. Like, they don't care about their consumers, but it just felt like they really did, and I was just like, it was very refreshing to see them be like that, because there are a couple Let's Plays out there. Like, the early release copies are out there. The actual game works completely. What I'm pretty sure, it is a save problem with Steam that they're having issues with, the bugs. It's just not working super well with Steam and a couple other things.
That's our theory, at least.
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw a little bit of confirmed.
Oh, okay.
It was very vague, but...
Do you remember what they said?
They said, there's some issues with saving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say it's like Steam Cloud and stuff like that.
So,
which I would prefer them hold off so that I can save my game.
That'd be nice.
I would be really upset if I played the game and I was like, oh, that's enough for tonight, and then lost it all.
So, that's why we kind of wanted to make our topic, I guess, about, like, how game developers communicate with their communities, as well as how communities react to certain things.
Yeah, the thing is, while the team of Dream Daddy have been really good and they're trying real hard to get this working and they've been great at communicating, the community that has amassed around Dream Daddy has not been so great, unfortunately.
You see this all too often, though. I think a lot of people don't understand just how much work goes into a game. And just, like, because problems can occur at every stage. I've been working on my new game for about 2 months now, and for the past 3 weeks, I've been at an absolute standstill because of one line of code.
Yeah.
And it's just been driving me insane. I figured it out today.
Yeah.
So I'm real happy.
It's not like you're not trying. You're trying every day.
Yeah. It always happens.
Yeah.
There will always be something go wrong.
Yeah.
Even right at the end when you think everything's working fine, you'll just launch it up for one last test 2 hours before it launches and... Oh, shit.
And
it's like, with coding is very much problem solving. It's like, you know how it's meant to work-ish, and then you got to figure it out and make it work for your game. But, like, even, from the art perspective, you can have something that's just slightly twisted and it'll gimbal lock your whole animation.
Yep.
It'll just be shaking around, going to the shops. It's real horrible.
So I guess...
the only shaking around that should happen in these games is the hair physics.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it could have been worse. You kept it clean.
one of the interesting things, like, I suppose it comes from a lack of understanding from a lot of people. Like, when I see that a game gets delayed, my first thought is, well, I would rather play a completed product than
I would
something
rather play
that's...
a polished product.
Exactly. I would rather wait for a game that gets delayed than play something that will be a subpar experience.
Yeah.
But not everybody feels that way, and some people just don't understand that that is the case. They just want their game and they want it now.
Yeah.
But it's like, why? I can just not fathom that, because it's like, why do you want an inferior product? Why do you want a game that doesn't work? Wouldn't you rather enjoy playing it?
And I suppose it comes down to, like, there's a stereotype of the entitled gamer, which it's like, I don't like to say that gamers are entitled, but in this case, if you're acting like this, you 100% are entitled.
It's an unfortunate part of the community.
Yeah. And it's a lot different. Like, you could not pre-order this game. This game was announced
it was announced
a month
2 weeks before its release.
Yeah.
And you couldn't pre-order it. It's not
you
like,
still can't.
Yeah, it's not like a game. It's not like Kingdom Hearts that you've been waiting years for the new one to come out.
I still don't get Kingdom Hearts.
Neither do I. But there's a big fan base around.
Oh, I'm sure, but
Yeah. It's I don't get it.
I'm just gonna go play Final Fantasy because that's the same thing. Better.
Jeez, you and your...
I've just angered so many people.
You and your
If so many people listened.
Chris is actually kicked off the podcast now.
Yep. See ya.
But yeah, it's just really interesting. Like, and I suppose it must just come from a lack of understanding and people just being like, I want this now.
Also, just a lack of compassion. One of the things that Vernon Shaw mentioned in his, like, update to the people was, like, hey, a lot of us haven't slept more than, like, 12 hours in the past week. We're trying so hard. We're going to go home and sleep and then come back at it tomorrow because everyone's running on empty and they just can't do it. And, like, everyone's like, we don't care. Give us the game you promised. And it's like, I think it's a particularly bad crowd because a lot of them have come directly from the Game Grumps YouTube channel. So, you know...
A younger audience.
Yeah.
But there is another side to the story. Of course, there is, did the developers leave enough time to do bug fixing and sort all this stuff out
It's like, did
when
they
planning their
mismanage
release
their
date?
time?
Yeah.
There is that to think as well.
It's not like the developers are 100% no, they're in the right. They've done something, they've apologized for it.
Yeah.
And it's not like what they've done is the worst thing in the world, but they've not planned it out properly.
No, they've apologized for their mistake. Because they fully admit that this was a mistake and they're embarrassed about it. It's like egg on their face and they will suffer in sales because of this. Especially since there's a little bit of misinformation about when it is in fact coming out again.
Yeah.
So the initial sales will be at a little dip. Because I've heard some people say 2 weeks and I'm like, no, Steam definitely says it's coming out today.
It'll be slower to pick up in sales, but I think give it a week after release and it'll be right where it would have been.
Yeah, I think it'll be overall it won't suffer. But mainly because of they're connected to Game Grumps. If it was a pure indie group game, I'm not sure it would be able to recover from this.
I'm not sure it would have the same
it would not.
Problems.
Yeah.
But if it was, it's interesting. I'm interested about Ark because it's in early access, which really early access is the thing that's created a lot of this and the pre-order culture. All of this has just come to this horrible peak where it's like, if the game is even slightly pushed back, this is the end of the world, and also I hate you and I'm going to dox you. Guy.
The interesting thing is the same people that are complaining about this will turn around and complain that they get a game that is not feature complete on release.
Needed more develop time.
They release patches later on that fix things, and they're like, the culture of bring a game out as soon as you can, we'll fix it later, is also like, these people that are complaining about this are feeding this culture. A AAA developer's gonna go, well, that guy was an idiot, he should have just released it full of bugs and then fixed it later so that they could sell the game to as many people as they can.
But I don't think I know anyone who's a fan of day one patches.
No.
Day one updates can just
Yeah, it's like, sure, if there's a game-breaking bug that for some reason you didn't find...
Just stupid.
Like,
If you don't notice a game-breaking bug
it's
when you've been
ridiculous.
developing for months and months and months, you shouldn't be making
they're
games.
not paying testers.
I didn't get
don't
paid.
have any testers.
Oh, they don't have to. They have to
Yeah.
be.
Testers should be paid. That's a different issue I have. Pay your testers. That's their time. Maybe they won't tell you about the game-breaking bugs if you don't pay them.
Well, have you guys done game testing before?
I have.
You have?
I have.
No.
Well, besides my own games, but
I've done it for other people.
In my experience, I went over to Halfbrick and did some testing there. They look over your shoulder, so if there's something there, they will notice.
When I did it, I went and there was just a big group of people, and I was like,
really?
It was a small team of people. It was about 4 developers, and there was about 12 people there, so they were just sort of on a rotation. So when I found a bug. I actually did find a bug. I had to wait for them to come to me. I just sort of sat there like, hey guys, just a little hand up. But yeah, it was interesting. But I just think, people, you just need to be thankful for what you get. I also don't understand paying $60 to $80 for something that's not finished. Let's stop.
This is another topic.
Yeah.
I just think the price point for games it's too high anyway.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree. But it's like, you're gonna put a lot of money into this game. Why not just like sit back and wait? Like, yeah, okay. Let's go back to Kingdom Hearts because I played that as a child.
Okay.
And I loved them. And like I went through a little period a couple of years ago where there was a tease about it. Like it was in the works. You know, and I was like, oh, come on, it's been 8 years. You know, I can't remember exactly, but I think it's coming on 10 years.
It would be at least.
And it's like, yes, I really, really want to play the new Kingdom Hearts game. Like, I really do. But I'm so glad that they have waited. And I think that it was the correct decision because what they've done is, because, you know, obviously Square Enix has released a lot of games in between.
Yeah,
But
they haven't been sitting on their asses.
yeah, and it's not been a priority, but at the same time, and everyone's like, well, you should make it a priority. I'm like, yeah, I understand there's a whole big section of people, including myself, that would jump at the chance to buy it. But, you know, that 365 days, whatever it was, game on the DS was shitty. It was shitty, and they rushed that out in like a year and a half, and I never want to experience something shitty like that again. And now that we have the new trailer for Kingdom Hearts, it looks good, and it looks like they've spent a lot of time on it, and they've really worked everything out, and they've really fit in, you know, because obviously it's, you know, Final Fantasy World mixed with Disney. Just for anyone who's living under a rock, Google it. And they've added, like, all the new people, because, you know, Disney's been pumping them out as well. But it's just good, and I think that the wait was good, and it's going to be worth the wait, and that's what I think is, you know, patience is a virtue, and maybe
I'm just waiting for
the
Square
gaming
Enix's Avengers
yeah.
game.
Well, they'll be in there.
Oh my, no, their Avengers game.
Oh yeah, I'm confused about that.
I want it so bad. Is it going to be like Final Fantasy, but with your own superheroes?
If that is the case, I think I will like it, but if it's
Will,
not,
will
I'll
it be like
concerned.
the Hulk, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Hawkeye in a car road tripping?
oh,
That's
what I want.
Yeah, just give us that.
And it's even like news this week that Ni no Kuni 2 has been delayed till next year.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to that game, but I completely understand. Take your time, make sure the game is good.
The thing is about that one, it's such a visually strong game, and it has a lot to live up to because everyone calls it the Ghibli game. And it's like it's obviously
like as
so
soon as we
we
put the word Ghibli anywhere, it's got to be good.
Yeah, and
if it's not good, it's gonna
the
be
first
outcry.
one, it felt right. It felt the world, especially Ding Dong Dell, one of the main hub towns. It felt right. It felt like a Ghibli movie, and I was like, I could experience a movie here. The cutscenes were good. They weren't quite at the quality that they should have been, but maybe these ones will be, and maybe that's why they're taking a little longer. Is because this game the visuals are so important in this game because to be honest, the gameplay is nothing new. Like they can bang that out from whatever.
Well, actually, they completely overhauled the combat.
Yeah, but the last one, and they're not doing anything revolutionary in the second one either. Like it's been done before.
Yeah, 100%.
No, but it is definitely a more visual storytelling based thing, and I think taking the extra time to get that right.
Exactly.
Or it could be that they're going to spend a bit more time working on the mechanics. They're going to make them a bit more involved in the storytelling.
Because it was very separate in the first one.
Did you actually hear, because with the second one there, they don't actually have any ties to Ghibli anymore?
Yeah, but it's still in the same universe, and they have to live up to that standard.
And exactly, and that might be one of the things, because they did have somebody from Ghibli sitting over their shoulder being like, this is how this has to be.
Yeah, they had the, C team.
Yeah. And
but,
the
it's
C
still
team
Ghibli.
Is still amazing.
It's still Ghibli.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the C team helping them. And I know that a lot of the storyboards were done by them. But yeah.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, but it's just a good example of just please wait so that they can get it right. And a lot of people have critiqued them for it. Also, another thing is it's coming to PC, and I think that it's worth waiting longer so that it can be on release at PC and PlayStation, I think it is.
That's kind of what I'm hoping with this as well, that they do a simultaneous release, because, PC was going to have to wait.
That's something that I really disagree with. I think that everybody should wait. Just because spoilers get out there, and especially when it's such a story-heavy game.
Oh, actually, you're talking about spoilers. As we all know, and this isn't game-related, so forgive me, but Game of Thrones came out on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt. But oh my god, the fan base has been so good about spoilers.
Yeah.
There was an entire Facebook conversation from people around the world, because I believe Great Britain, England has not gotten Game of Thrones yet.
Oh, really?
No, not yet. And so there were people from Europe, America, Australia, all having this big old conversation about it. And I'm gonna stay spoiler free here, but they were referencing things like the red-headed bard.
Yeah.
And it's being very vague, so that people who haven't seen it yet have no clue what they're on about.
Yeah,
but,
I watched it a day late, and it was only a day, but still, I didn't get a spoiler.
So I think people are becoming a lot more conscientious about spoilers now, and it's absolutely great.
It is. It's really good. Because especially now, since we're going off the book.
Yeah, it's been off the book for a while.
Yeah, but we're fully...
It's
we're
still good that George is still working with the team to make sure...
Yeah, he's this is close enough. It's fine.
Well, even if it's not close enough, it's just this is a good direction. I can see this is working out.
An alternate
I might start reading the books, but just from where the books and the TV show split, just to see what George wanted to do.
So, Chris, what you been playing this week?
Oh, that's a good question. What have I been playing this week? I haven't been playing too much WoW. I've kind of... No, I have. I've laid off the raiding a bit, because with uni coming up in a couple weeks' time, I want to spend focusing on that.
Yeah, and raiding just takes so much
Oh
time.
my god, 6 hours a week. Butting our heads against a demon.
Plus then you gotta, the little bits you need to do to be able to raid each week.
Oh yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
But what games have I been playing? That is a good question. Yeah. I've been playing Dodgem.
I've been testing his own game.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I play Dodgem in the train, and I make it very obvious that I'm playing Dodgem.
Oh my god.
Just so people can see the game.
Guerrilla advertising.
Guerrilla advertising.
I like it. So you've been playing guerrilla advertising?
I'm playing my own game in an act of shameless self-promotion, yes.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Where can you get Dodgem?
You can get Dodgem on the Google Play Store, and pretty soon it's going to be up on the Apple Store as well.
Then I will have it on my phone. Instead of being like, Ryan,
so
I need it.
I'm thinking that's going to happen next week. So it should be out before, not this podcast, but the next podcast releases.
Nice. Follow us on all our things, and we'll
let you know how that goes.
We'll let you know.
Yeah. Georgia, what you been playing?
Well, I can tell you what I've not been playing. I have not been playing Magikarp Jump. I know it's shocking, but I am in fact one of, but maybe the only. I'm the top Magikarp Jump player. There may be more of me, but I have hit the full cap. I can't level up anymore. I can't level my Magikarp up anymore, and I can't go any further in any of the leagues. There's nothing for me to do in the game anymore.
Besides collect all the patents.
Yes.
Diablo. I have been playing Diablo.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Something else. Still Blizzard, though.
Still Blizzard. I'm a bit of a Blizzard fanboy. I'll admit it.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely am.
I want to work a business so bad. They give you a sword when you've been working there for 10 years.
Yes, and the
Great.
shield for
If you just
20 or 25.
if you go in for an interview, you just get a whole swag bag. It's so cool.
I told Ryan the story about how one guy got a job there. His friend got a job there. And the guy was working at a pizza place at the time, so his friend ordered pizza from this pizza place.
Oh my god.
He delivered the pizzas, made friends with the workers, and got a
Amazing.
job.
Amazing. Wow, I need to go
So,
back get a pizza place there, I
I was
guess.
like, me and Ryan are moving to America and finding a pizza
Yeah.
place to work at.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I've also been playing a little bit of Ark. I've just started playing with one of our friends, one of our top listeners. One of them. Not the one that did fan art, though.
Ooh. Damn.
Maybe if you did fan art, you'd be the top one. At Scott. I've said his name so many times.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm
I'll-
trying
yeah.
not to. Yeah, I've been playing with him. It's he's a lot newer to the game than I am, so it is fun, like teaching him sort of the ropes, and like just building a little base. And we had a couple dramatic times. There was some
there
deaths,
always is.
some dinosaur
Like,
deaths.
even in PvE, there's moments where...
Yeah,
it's
we're
like,
playing on PvE because we're gearing up to go back to uni, and it's like, we don't have 8 hours a day to just protect against other people. Because when I was playing on PvP, it literally I would just get messages and be like, go on, we need to defend.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
I can't.
I used to play on the Xbox, and it was me and 2 or 3 of my friends, and we'd just rotate.
Yeah.
So someone would pretty much always be online. There were like 2 hours a day when someone wasn't doing stuff. Like when we were taming some of the large dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So
Oh, God.
much work.
It is, but
It's like a job.
Yeah. Oh my god. He keeps being like, oh yeah, 1 hour, that's too much. I'm like, yes, so much. Because it's like, I like, that's one of the reasons I like Ark so much, is because I can sit there and be taming a dinosaur, and I'll be like, I'll be rushing around trying to get all the things I need for the tame, but after that I can sit there and just sketch or just watch something. And it's just like, I'm still playing Ark, but I'm like also doing other things.
So what you're saying is you want Ark to go mobile.
Yes.
It barely runs on PC.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't imagine it working at all on mobile.
Maybe you could just get a little thing where it's like, it
Ark-
registers your
Ark
player.
dinosaur tamer.
Yeah, but no, it could just be like, if you could just pat your dinosaurs. Or they move the painting system over to mobile and then you can transfer it. I would appreciate that because it's real hard to do without a pen.
Okay, so imagine this.
Yeah.
So you know Pokemon and me.
Oh, that's what I'm
games?
doing. Shh! Don't tell them I'm making that game now.
Let's count the
I'm gonna
dinosaurs.
get sued by Nintendo. Dinosaur me.
Hi Nintendo.
They listen to our podcast.
They do now.
Yeah, well, Reggie does. He tweeted me.
Oh.
Yeah, bull.
You're just complete lying. You never
Who cares
know.
about Nintendo of America?
I know one. I do, actually.
I mean,
do.
I'm pretty
love
sure most
Reggie.
people do.
Yeah.
Reggie's great. The rest of them kind of eh.
Yeah, I don't know the rest of them.
Well, the rest of them take down YouTube videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all they do. They don't make games. They take down YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's their job.
Like, legitimately.
Actually, no. Look at the number of games on Switch. I think that's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. You been playing anything else?
No.
No?
No, just a bunch of D&D.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that leaves me.
it
Yeah,
does leave you.
Ooh, what have I been
Depression.
playing? I've gotten back into my cats game, the one where you build
Yeah.
Oh.
you build the little contraptions and
I've
you
been
fight
seeing
other
ads
cats.
for that all over the place, and I'm trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
download it just because peer pressure from my phone.
It's
Go away!
Your
it's pretty
phone's
fun.
like,
I
you
know
should
that-
go to sleep. You
I-
should play the cat's game.
I know that even if I download it, the ads won't go away.
Yeah.
It's funny that I download games completely based on their art style. Like, if a game tries to use a realistic art style for mobile, I will not touch
I
it.
think
But
that's
this
pretty-
cutesy little art
Yeah.
style, I always download. I'm
I
like,
think
yeah,
that's
that
pretty
looks good.
common.
Yeah. I don't understand why they go for like the like Game of War or whatever that game is that's like super realistic.
Yeah.
It's like this looks so boring.
It's
And the
because
Final Fantasy game.
they're trying to hit. Well, the Final Fantasy game is trying to hit the Final Fantasy players, and the
Yeah.
Game of War is trying to hit like the Call of Duty and Modern Warfare players.
Yeah.
It's just what they're targeting.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cute. It's a good game. I've been playing a little bit more of it. You can customize your cats now, so I've got like little welding goggles on him, and he's got a scar across his face. He's a cool little cat.
He's cute.
And that's been pretty fun. I don't even realize don't even know why I stopped playing it, but I did, and then now I've just
It's
been
like
yeah, I'll
it's like
pick it
all
up.
you would play last semester.
Yeah, I know. It's but so that's good. They've got like a prestige system as well, which is
Cool.
So it has infinite playability.
Oh, I wish that Magikarp had that.
Yeah.
I feel like the segment's become, what have we stopped playing this week?
Yeah. So something that I've also picked up again is an old fan favorite. I've been playing Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Skyrim's always fun.
Every time I look, he's playing Skyrim, but he's doing things that I'm like, oh no, this is cool.
Yeah. So I haven't actually, in all my time of playing Skyrim, I did the Dawnstar DLC once. Not Dawnstar, Dawnguard.
Yeah.
I did the DLC once, but it was so long ago that I forget half of what I did. I've come back, it was basically like it was brand new, so I played through that again. That was really fun. I picked a different side because I was vampires the first time, playing not vampires this time. Really fun, just really awesome.
If you're a stealth archer, you go Dawnguard.
Yeah.
Crossbows do insane
the
damage.
crossbows, yeah.
Like you get the advanced dwarven crossbow with some nice bolts. Woo! Upgrade that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've not actually given that a shot. My character's just uses a war axe and a shield, and it's just big, heavy armor.
I give you
Smash 'em up.
5 hours until you're a stealth archer. It's gonna happen.
I've been playing slightly more than 5 hours. I've done a stealth archer twice, so I'm not
you've
gonna
played
do
3
more
times.
Stealth archers. I've played through Skyrim way too much,
Yeah.
but I give up after a while because the starting thing is always the same. And then
I don't even go into create new characters when I go back to Skyrim. I'll jump on one of my old saves and try and just break something.
yeah, that's fair.
I broke into what's it called? I forgot that the blades, the temple that you go to with the blades.
Yeah, Skyhaven Temple.
Skyhaven Temple. I broke into that without using console commands, and now it's fun.
Nice.
I went in there on my
I
most
say broke
recent
into
thing
it, it's
before.
Not that hard. Well, actually, no.
Before
I'll
I
admit
had done
there
any
is
of
one
the
bit
quests.
where it's almost impossible.
Yeah, I just like went in there and I was like, I don't know what this is. And then I just kept going and I'm like, oh, I can't go any further because I need to be accompanied by the
There
guy.
was that big head. And, yeah, there is a way past it.
Oh, really?
There,
So
no comment.
with Skyrim, something I really like that they did with the DLCs is they take you in very unexpected directions. Like the Dawnguard DLC, you do not expect how that's going to go. Georgia, I don't think you've
No, I've
played
never
them.
finished.
Georgia's not played them, so I'm not going to spoil them. But they go in like such different
Like, I
directions than you
deserve
expect.
it.
Like,
I haven't
are
done
we
it.
still doing like avoiding Skyrim spoilers? I thought we already discussed this.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
deserve it for not having
Like,
played it already.
That's true.
Skyrim's not on the Switch yet.
That's true. It's not out on the Switch.
No. That just means that the 6-month rule hasn't reset yet.
Oh, it
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
reset.
So we can talk about it.
Yeah. So
Go
like,
ahead.
The Dawnguard DLC, like the fact that it starts off with like a vampire story, but then it turns into the vampire has an elder scroll, and then there's a prophecy, and then you meet the last of the snow elves, and there's like this big plot with the
I did not expect the elves at all.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was I was like, oh my god. And then like friggin' the Dragonborn DLC, how it goes into the Hermaeus Mora stuff, and there's all that like Lovecraftian shit going on, and it's really awesome. But it's
I just liked riding dragons.
yeah. But it's like, it's so like just an unexpected thing, because you're just like, oh, Dragonborn, there's another Dragonborn guy. Oh, the Dorgard, there's some vampires.
The main quest line kind of did that as well to an extent. Like when you ride on the back of what's his face, Odovine.
Odovine, yeah.
On ride him to the place where you go to Sovngarde.
Yeah.
I forgot the name.
Yeah.
But like that was cool. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get to ride a dragon.
Yeah.
Dragonborn comes around. I get to control the dragon.
Yeah.
It gets better. Then there was. I liked how they did kind of integrate the Civil War storyline into it.
Yeah.
How
you gotta like make the peace. They gotta a temporary truce.
Yeah.
And you gotta like trade assets and stuff between them.
Yeah.
That's
And then if you're I haven't tried it partway through the Civil War storyline. I'm tempted to go like halfway through the Civil War, capture a few cities, and then progress to the negotiation bit and see how that plays out.
So I did the negotiation first, and you just don't get to take over a bunch of cities. It like just skips half of the storyline, and you just go straight into straight into the right choice, which is killing Ulfric.
We get ooh.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm like right at the end of the Dragonborn DLC, and Skyrim. I know it's been a while, but I have some beef with you.
Oh, okay.
I have a 120 Hz monitor. Whether I turn on VSync or not, the physics are tied to your frame rate. If you're running it higher than 60...
No.
If you're running it higher than 60, the water glitches out sometimes. When you enter a room, things go flying across the room. And any platform that moves, so for example in the Hermaeus Mora realm, where the platforms fold out and there's the moving ones, you just clip straight through them. Even in Sovngarde, when I went up the thing, I clipped straight through the floor.
I haven't got experience.
I need to look into this, because I didn't realise their engine had physics tied to frame rate. I know with Unity, physics is its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tied to frame rate, because as soon as I capped it at 60, everything was fixed. That's literally the only thing I changed. Because I have a bunch of mods, but I had to look this up, and I was like, oh god damn it, I'm gonna have to find out what mod's causing this. I googled the problem, they're like, just turn on VSync, and I was like, oh well, if I turn on VSync, it's still gonna be capped at 120, so I tried it anyway. Still, exact same problem, if not worse. There was a staircase that extended, I stood on it, and it flung me backwards.
Oh, lovely.
So,
like ragdoll flung, or just like...
No, like, just like, it teleported me backwards and I fell from the sky.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, I had that beef with Skyrim, so now, that's what I was doing this morning. I had to physically change the refresh rate on my monitor, then enable VSync, and then put it back to 120 Hz once I was done playing.
That's annoying.
That's really annoying. But obviously you're not going to have that problem if you have
you don't have Skyrim remastered though.
Yeah,
No,
like,
I don't have remastered.
You should
because
try-
it looks better with
do you know what
mods.
will make it worse? You should try overclocking a 120Hz monitor. Because mine was a 60Hz, I've bumped it up to about 75.
Yeah.
Just because why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Go hit 150Hz.
But that's my beef. I mean, Todd, get your shit sorted.
Look, he's busy.
He's busy making Skyrim, okay?
He is!
He is.
Leave Todd alone.
He's busy remastering it for the 3rd time. It's going to be in VR, but also you have to play it like on 3 other consoles with your other limbs at the same time.
Everybody work on your toe strength.
Yeah, exactly. Work on your toe strength. That's a thing from the
I feel like
Nuggcast.
toe coordination is something a bit more important. You don't have to be strong to move the thumbsticks.
I suppose.
True.
Well, you gotta be able to press those buttons and hook around to get the
Oh god.
hit the trigger button some.
I don't want to think how that would work.
I don't know.
Also, a thing that we should do for next week, so something that Georgia ordered online, which was pretty cool, is you can get these little physical joysticks that have little suction cups that go onto your phone. And so any game that has a little virtual joystick, it works with that. We haven't given it a proper test yet.
Not a proper one.
I have seen a lot of reviews of them online. They do look fairly reliable.
They're literally $1, so it's like, what's the risk? So we bought 2 of them.
You put it on and it breaks your phone.
I was worried at first.
Like, all of a sudden it's just filled with magnets.
Georgia was Georgia's like, oh, I know Basting uses that kind of control technique.
They actually updated it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't use it anymore.
So it goes to wherever you touch on the screen, so she's trying to attach it to the screen and it's just running to the bottom corner while she's sticking it. But
I don't know if that's because I played it on my phone, whereas on my iPad it might be different, but I think they've updated it.
Probably.
And so I know we promised Dream Daddy this week, but now we have a full week to experience Dream Daddy, so that's probably what we're going to be talking about next week, I guess.
We'll be dreaming about some dads.
Yeah, that's... I think that's it for the Nuggcast.
We're going to talk about the Castlevania.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should announce what the topic will be the week before, because we have a pretty good idea of what it will be.
Yeah.
Unless this whole Dream Daddy stuff happens again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if it extends again, it's done. We're not covering it.
But recently, I forgot its name, but there's the Castlevania Netflix anime show that's come out. It's like 4 episodes long. I wish it was longer, but it's really cool. And the creator has talked about doing a Metroid one, and an Assassin's Creed one has been confirmed as in development. And so that's what we're going to be talking about next week.
And also, Castlevania is confirmed for a season 2, and it gets 8 episodes in season 2. So
there's going to be a total of 12 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like one season of any other show.
Yeah.
Oh, except Game of Thrones, that's got like 8 episodes now. They're an hour long though, so that's good.
It's like 2 movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just exciting. Get ready for that. Feel free to watch it so you can hear our opinions. Spoiler free, because we will be talking.
Will this be how games make their resurgence on the big screen?
Yeah, like in an actual meaningful way that doesn't be shitty at Assassin's Creed movie. It was bad.
It was bad.
So, thank you for listening to the Nuggcast.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the Nuggcast. If you want to leave us a comment on anything, leave us a comment down below. Give us a like, subscribe to us, follow us. You can find us at the Nuggcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as YouTube. We upload every Friday at 12 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. I promise we do.
That's what the poster says.
Yeah, it is what the poster says. It's at SoundCloud, iTunes, and we upload on YouTube.
Will it be for SoundCloud for long though?
Yes, because Chance the Rapper saved.
Oh, that's
SoundCloud.
right! I remember that.
Chance the Rapper. Oh my god! How did we not talk about this?
Back to his roots.
Chance the Rapper has
Our
saved,
boy.
single-handedly saved
Like
this
literally,
podcast.
And created a meme in the process. Have you seen the Chance SoundCloud memes? They're great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Based Chance.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Have a cool time.
Have a cool day.
Have a cool
Have a
time.
cool time.